When we walk along a field of flowers or we go into the forest, we can take a moment and really be and look at what we can see and all this life expressing itself. And we will not wonder why a flower or a tree or a plant is growing in a certain way. We will not ask them to grow differently. We will not expect them to have purple flowers when they're supposed to have white ones. We're just there observing, appreciating, being fascinated. And the truth is, we are all the same. When we look at our children, let's look at them in the way that we can look at a field of flowers. Let's look at them in the way that we look at a forest. And let's just appreciate being able to watch them grow and express life. Let's appreciate seeing their beauty and uniqueness. Let's appreciate their flowers when they're blooming, and also the times when they're renewing and letting go of the old and getting strong for a new spring and for a new summer. Because our children are unique, and our children are here to express life, just as we are. We all are here to express life in this beautiful uniqueness, where we are not trimmed, where we are not asked to grow in any different way, that we just naturally express. And the tree and the flower doesn't ask to grow a certain way. It's not asking to speed its growth up, its growing spurt. They just are. They just are, and they're just expressing how life wants to express through them, how God wants to express through them. And then you can hear the sounds of the trees in the wind, and you can smell the different flowers. And some might sting you, but at the end of the day, you're just there appreciating the beauty and the variety of life that we are able to experience here. And this is what's happening when we live together with other people. This is what happens, especially when we live together with children. Because children are there. The children are in this state of consciousness where they just are, where they're in unity with God and with the universe. And they're just simply expressing life in the most unique and perfect and beautiful form that God intended for them to be. So who are we coming in with this adult mind that we created, with this belief system that we carry, asking these unique, wonderful beings to be trimmed, to cut them down, to, in the worst case, even ask them to be something that they are not? To have different flowers, to look different, to be different, when they are simply just there expressing themselves. Every moment that we are allowed to share together and experiencing the beauty of each other is unique and is only happening one time in this whole time of the universe. And we're here blessed to be able to experience this. Let's take it as a blessing, and let's show our children what blessing it is. Let's include them in this, and let's show them what a blessing it is for them too to experience each other, everything around them, and even us. But to be able to do this, we need to have a true connection to our heart. We need to stop moving from our mind, and we need to center and recenter in our heart and in this very present moment, where we accept that the moment before has never existed, and the moment that will come will never exist, because there's only now. There's only this very, very moment, and it is unique, and we can only experience it in this presence, and by being so present that we are presence. And it takes from us the simple act of stopping often, the simple act of slowing down and of silencing, of listening and observing, of giving attention, rather than expecting and rushing and planning and asking. And what we will find is probably the most beautiful moments that we ever experience in our life. It's probably those moments that we will look back on when we're older or when we're close to passing on, or when we're just in difficult times. We will remember these moments of pure presence with each other. And it will also be these moments that will strengthen and encourage and nurture our children. Just like a flower. When you take a flower, and when you always shout at it or tell it to be something different, when the energy that you send to a flower is being negative, and you take away what it needs to grow, the food for its body and the food for its soul, then it too will die. You will see that it will not live, that it will not be able to bloom and flower. And it is absolutely the same for us. When we get the right ingredients, and when we get the nurture and the food for our love, for our heart and for our body and mind and soul, then this is where we can actually grow and expand and be. But when we're constantly trying to be trimmed back or put into a certain environment or flower pot that maybe does not suit us, that's maybe not ours, worst, when someone even cuts our roots off, cuts this connection to the ground, to this earth which is part of us, which we are not apart from. And it's truly, truly painful and actually dangerous for our development. And so it is the same, because we're all living beings and we all just need the same food for our body, for our mind, for our soul. And we're here to water this beautiful garden of children that we are blessed to take care of, and do our level best to give them what they need. And most often that simple thing that they need is just presence from us just being present with us, to actually see us and that we actually see them. And everybody has the ability and also the responsibility to do that, because that's our original state of being. And everything else is us playing a game together. When we can let go of that game, then we give each other the real love and nurture that we really want and that we all really seek, that cannot be found in a game. It can only be found in pure presence and unity with God and the universe, where we feel our heart fully and where we can connect our hearts to each other. Most of you know that it is thanks to the love and support of this community that we were able to build a village for special needs children out in Tanzania. That village now provides a safe and loving home to nearly 200 children that were living in crisis. Most of these children are special needs, but a lot of these children were homeless, and the majority have no parents or guardians in this world, other than the family that this community has allowed us to create. Everything that we do is made possible thanks to the partners who choose to partner with our family, and with it make everything that we do possible and keep our doors open for the next children who need some help or a safe and loving family home. If you'd like to hear more about our partnership program, you can do so by visiting www.sharetanzania.com/partnership.